Hello and welcome. I am Hazefest. Today we're going to be opening the Tarkir Dragonstorm Play Boosters. I don't normally buy booster box. I'm more of a casual budget player, mostly playing in bracket 2, bracket 3. But I decided to splurge. Got my taxes back. My birthday's coming up. Figured I'd just go ahead and get me a box of play boosters from Tarkir Dragonstorm. So we're going to open this and see what I get, see if there's anything of value, and yeah, I think this is a pretty good set. It's probably one of the better sets that they've come out with in a while, and yeah, let's crack into it and see what happens. Alright, welcome back. We've got the view changed to the side view here, or not the side view, the top-down view, so that you guys can actually see what's going on. Let's go ahead and crack into this box. I'm excited about it. This has been a pretty good set. A couple people in the pre-release that I went to last night, they pulled Ugin out of one of the pre-release boxes, so that's amazing, by the way. Go ahead and open it up. The packaging on this is so sweet, by the way. A lot of people really love Tarkir, and I can see why. It's starting to look really good. Scan here to discover the coolest cards. Scan it. There you go. On the back, got all this nice information. Put that off to the side. Now, one thing I noticed about these booster boxes is I believe they come with 30, right? Tell you how many? I believe it's 30 play boosters. I believe the old ones, before Tarkir, came with 36. I might be wrong on this. I need to double check my math on that. But, so be it. Let's just double check the packaging here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's 10. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. That's 20. 4, 6, 8, 10. Yeah, so 30 packs. So I think the old ones used to come with 36. I'm for some reason thinking of 36. So let's go ahead and get these packs a-crackin'. I do love the packaging on these, by the way. These look so freaking sweet. All right, pack 1. I haven't really done any unboxing videos for Magic the Gathering, so if you have any recommendations about the stuff you like to see, card prices, you know, stuff like that, just let me know in the comments below what you guys think, either about the pools, about how to represent the unboxing of these cards. I would appreciate it, and it would help in the future if I decide to do these type of things again. First pack, we get Ringing Strike Mastery, Poise Practitioner, Jeskai Devotee, Alesh's Legacy. This is actually a pretty good card. Champion of Doosan, Four-Tooth Trample. I ran into this card quite a bit in pre-release. Summit Intimidator. Reach. When it enters, target creature can't block. Nice. Aggressive Negotiations. I used this on my opponents in pre-release, and it did work. Spectral Denial. It's a counter spell with pay X. And it costs 1 less for each creature with 4 or greater power. Rakshasa's Bargain. Sorry if I butchered that. I am not an English major. Look at the top 4 cards of your library. Put 2 of them in your hand. Rest in your library. Zergo's Vanguard. These are uncommons, by the way. Put all the commons over here. Put the uncommons over here. Purging Stormbrood. This is a black and white card. Instant Omen. Target creature gets +2/+2, gains lifelink and hexproof till end of turn for 2 mana. And shuffle it back into your deck. Wow. Okay. It's 5 mana for this creature card, though. Flying, ward 2, pay 2 life. When it enters, remove all counters from up to 1 target creature. That's really good for an uncommon. We get Teamer Battle Crier as our rare for this particular first pack, and this card was pretty amazing in draft. So we'll put the commons on the right, the uncommons in the middle. We'll put our rares next to those, and we'll put the mythics off to the side here. The first holo we get is a sorcery uncommon, synchronized charge. Distribute 2 1/1 counters among 1 or 2 target creatures you control. Creatures you control with counters on them gain vigilance and trample till end of turn, and it has harmonize. This is amazing. I might have to put this in Bright Palm. Get a Tranquil Land, common. Put that off to the side. Now, this card I got in one of my pre-release victory packages for winning rounds, but this one is signed art card, and this is Narev, Heart of the Storm. Super nice card. This is like a flying creature, dragon for like 5 mana, and creatures that deal damage the turn they come in, it deals double damage instead. Or maybe not even creatures, it might be permanents. But very cool art card. We'll just put that off to the side. I want to keep all the art cards that I've been pulling since I came back to Magic in 2023. And make like one of those wall art murals where it's all the cards displayed nice and neatly. Second pack, we have Underfoot Underdogs, Caustic Exhale, very good for 1 mana. Crotic Nest Guard, Highspire Bellringer, Osseous Exhale, Dusiat Earth Carver. This is a 4/4 with reach. When it enters, endure 3. Ran into that quite a bit in pre-release as well. Teamer Tawnyback, another good one for pre-release. These are all the commons. For the uncommons in this pack, we got River Wheel Sweep. Target creature, tap it, and put three stun counters on it. And then after you do that, exile the top 2 cards of your library, choose one of them, and until end of your next turn, you may play that card. Okay. Nice. Rite of Renewal. Return up to 2 target permanent cards from your graveyard to your hand. Target player shuffles up to 4 target cards from their graveyard into their library, and then exile Rite of Renewal. That's super good. It's like 2 of what's that one called? I forget the name of the card, but it's like so much value for 4 mana. It's ridiculous. Aegis Sculptor, Bird Wizard, Flying, Ward 2. I ran into this in my last pre-release battle, and it just destroyed me. But at the beginning of your upkeep, you may exile 2 cards from your graveyard. If you do, put a 1/1 counter on this creature. Very strong. Descendant of Storms for 1 mana, Human Soldier. When this creature attacks, you may pay 1 and a white. If you do, it endures 1. This one, we have a Mythic, All Out Assault. 2 and Mardu. Creatures you control get +1/+1 and have Death Touch. When this enchantment enters, if it's your main phase, there's an additional combat phase after this phase, followed by an additional main phase. When you attack this turn, untap each creature you control. That is amazing. One of the holos we get is a Worthy Cost, common. Exile target creature or planeswalker, not bad. Another dual land for Gruul. And a nice little copy token with some sweet art. And Monk on the back. Not bad. Let's keep it going. Woo! Rip right into that sucker. Okay. Get nice new Goblin art token. Not bad. Whoop. On the back, we got that 1/1 warrior token that comes out in most of the red cards these days. In Tarkir. We got an Akinok, an Einok Wayfarer. I can't speak. Some of these words are actually pretty hard to say. When this creature enters mill 3 cards, you may put a land from among those cards into your hand. If you don't, put a 1/1 counter on this creature. Not bad. Riverwalk Technique. It's a choose 1 option. Not bad for 4 mana, instant. Coordinated Maneuver. This one's pretty good. Instant. Deals damage equal to the number of creatures you control to target creature or planeswalker. Or you can choose to destroy an enchantment. Pretty good. I like the modal spells. More options are never bad. Narset's Rebuke. Delta Bloodflies. Gross. It's a 1/2 flying insect. When it attacks, if you control a creature with a counter on it, each opponent loses a life. Sultai Devotee. I pulled that in mine. Dragonstorm Globe. Great one for pre-release. Abzan Monument. When this artifact enters, search your library for a basic plain, swamp, or forest. Reveal it and put it in your hand and shuffle. For 1 in Abzan, tap it, sacrifice the artifact, create an XX white spirit token, where X is the greatest toughness among creatures you control. Activate as a sorcery. We have Krumar Initiate. This is often overlooked. It is X, black, tap, and pay X life. A lot of people just kept overlooking the X mana cost. It's not 1 black. It's X and then black, tap, X life. This creature enters X. So had somebody try to pay like 10 life when they only had like 4 mana. So that's not how this works. Wingblade Disciple. This is a flying monk. 2/2 with flurry. When you recast your second spell, create a 1/1 white bird. Creature token with flying. Synchronized Charge. Distribute. Yeah, I think we've seen this earlier. Got another one of those. Not bad. For this one, we get a rare land. Great Arashan City. This land enters tapped unless you control a forest or a plains. Tap to add black. Pay 1 and a black. Tap it. Exile a creature card from your graveyard. Create a 1/1 white spirit creature with flying. Or, no, not flying. Sorry. 1/1 white spirit on the ground. Foil Unburied Earth Carver. Common. And another common lands. Rugged Highlands. Whoop. Cracking a pack. Yeah, Tarkir's got some beautiful art. Get this sweet monk token with a nice bird on the back. Burb. Birds aren't real. Government surveillance devices. Osseous Exhale. Common. Instant. Behold a Dragon. Shock Brigade. Awesome. Goblin Soldier for a 1/3/2. Mobilize 1. Menace. It's super good. Does a lot for common. Feral Deathgorger. I played this in pre-release. It's pretty good. I only got to play it 1 time though. It's got a omen on it, which is pretty nice. For 2 mana, you put a 1/1 counter on a creature you control, or not even you control, a target creature, and then draw a card. And then when you play the dragon later for 6, Flying Death Touch. When it enters, exile 2 cards from a single graveyard. Not bad. Trade Route Envoy. When it enters, draw a card. If you control a creature with a counter on it, if you don't draw a card this way, put a 1/1 counter on something. Or on this creature. On himself, not another creature. Focus the Mind. Costs 2 less if you cast another spell. This is a draw 3 and discard 1. In blue for an instant. That's pretty good. Instant draws are always solid. But it's going to be harder to pull off when not your turn. So I like that there's an increased cost when you're on an opponent's turn. So that's pretty neat. Reputable Merchant. When it enters or dies, put a 1/1 counter on a creature you control. Dusyat Earthcarver, we saw him earlier. Host of the Hereafter, uncommon. Zombie Warlock, when this creature enters, put 2 1/1 counters on it. Whenever this creature or another creature you control dies, if it had a 1/1 counter on it, put its counters on up to 1 target creature you control, and it starts as a 2/2. Actually, it starts as a 4/4 if it enters with its counters. Wayspeaker Bodyguard. It's a 3/4 for 4. Orc Monk. When this creature enters, return target non-land permanent with mana value 2 or less from your graveyard to your hand. Flurry. Whenever you cast your second spell each turn, tap target creature and opponent controls. Dragonclaw Strike. Sorcery for Teamer. Double the power and toughness of target creature you control until end of turn. Then it fights a target creature and opponent controls. Nice. Good little combat trick there, and great source of removal as well with the fight mechanic. Overwhelming Surge, 3 mana instant in red. Choose one or both. Overwhelming Surge deals 3 damage to target creature, or destroy target non-creature artifact. Wow. For 3 mana, that does a lot. That's probably why it's an uncommon. Ooh, look at this card. This is a mythic. Urini, the Song Unending, 10/10. It is an 8 mana, what is that, Teamer? It's 5 and green, blue, red. For a 10/10 flying legendary spirit dragon. Protection from white and black. When Urini enters, it deals X damage divided as you choose to any number of target creatures and or planeswalkers your opponents control, where X is the number of lands you control. Holy crap. That's a beautiful art. Crazy looking border too. Nice. Get a rare, not a rare, I'm sorry, a holographic common of Sarkhan's Resolve. And a beautiful swamp with a dragon silhouette. That's beautiful. I do like fancy lands. Go into the next pack here. I know this is going a little slow, but this is my first time trying to do one of these videos, so I apologize if it's a little rugged and rough around the edge. Double soldier token here. Alright, we get Ice Ridge Serpent, Salt Road Pack Beast, Wild Ride, Kin Tree Nurturer, Sarkhan's Resolve again, Jade Cast Sentinel, 1/5 with Reach, Artifact Creature Ape Snake. That's a unique combination. It's a 4 mana creature. You pay 2, you tap it, you put a target card from the graveyard on the bottom of its owner's library. Can't read. Monastery Messenger. Flying Vigilance 2/3. When this creature enters, put up to 1 target non-creature, non-land card from your graveyard on top of your library. Armament Dragon is an uncommon. This is a 3/4 flying dragon. When this creature enters, distribute 3 1/1 counters among 1, 2, or 3 target creatures you control. And it is 6. It is 3 and white, black, and green. Shocking Sharpshooter. 2 mana uncommon human archer. For 1, has reach, and it's a 1/3. Whenever another creature you control enters, this creature deals 1 damage to target opponent. Nice little ETB effect there. Twin Maw Stormbrood. This has a 2 mana sorcery on it. It's an omen. Charring Bite deals 5 damage to target creature without flying. Nice. And then shuffle it back into your library. For 6 mana, you get a 5/4 flyer. With this creature enters, gain 5 life. Not bad. Magmatic Hellkite. This is a 4 mana, 2 and red for a flying dragon, 4/5. When this enters, destroy target non-basic land an opponent controls. Its controller searches their library for a basic land and puts it onto the battlefield tapped with a stun counter. That's kind of gross. Sage of the Skies. Look at this guy. I like the... I don't know. I'm kind of indifferent about the black cards. The black background cards. I feel like this is kind of confusing compared to the normal border that we see. I understand they're trying to do something different. I think it looks neat. But also, if I see this on the board, that's going to be confusing compared to next to something like the original cards. But I do like that they're trying something new, and it does look pretty snazzy. It's just a little confusing, but it is a rare. Sage of the Skies, Human Monk, 2/3. When you cast this spell, if you've cast another spell, copy this spell. Flying lifelink. Interesting. So you want to play that as your second card for turn, and then you get 2 of them. Pretty nice. What is this? We get another rare here. That's our holographic in this pack. Sinkhole Surveyor. This is a 2 mana flying bird scout. It has 1 power, 3 toughness. Whenever this creature attacks, you lose 1 life, and this creature endures 1. Pretty sweet. And then we get a land, Saltwater Cliffs. Has every single one of these packs had a land in it? I haven't really been paying that close attention. Get another art card here. Beautiful. She's riding a very cute, what is that, a wolf dog? She's not riding it, it's behind her. I don't know. It's got armor on it. Looks neat. This is Eshki Dragonclaw. Fortress Kingguard, pretty sweet. Saw him in action in the pre-release. It's a 1/2 for 2 mana dog soldier. When he enters, endure 1. Pretty solid. Devoted Duelist. It's a haste flurry, 2/1 for 2. Goblin Monk. A lot of goblins in this set. I like that. Nightblade Brigade. Death Touch, mobilize 1. When it enters, surveil 1. It's a 3 mana, 1/3 goblin soldier. Holy cow. I actually pulled this and ran it in my deck, and I got to play with it, I think, 1 or 2 turns. Pretty solid card for 3 mana. Roamer's Routine. This 3 mana sorcery says, search your library for a basic card and put it on the battlefield, tap, and then shuffle. It's got 5 mana Harmonize, which is super swift, or super nifty. I mean, you get a land early on, and then you can get another one later. It's pretty efficient. Dispelling Exhale. Another counter spell. If you behold a dragon, you get to counter it for double the amount. Or I'm sorry, you don't get to cover it. You get to counter target spell unless a controller pays 2. If you beheld a dragon, they have to pay 4 instead. Dragonstorm Globe again. Gurmag Night Watch. I pulled this in the pre-release and tried using it. Look at it's a 3 mana 3/3. When this creature enters, look at the top 3 cards of your library. You may put one of those cards back on top of your library and put the rest in your graveyard. Nomad Outpost, Triland, enters tapped. Is that an uncommon? It is. That is an uncommon. Sage of the Fang. This is a 3 mana 2/2 human druid. When this creature enters, put a 1/1 counter on target creature. Renew for 3 and a green. You can exile this card from your graveyard, put a 1/1 counter on target creature, then double the number of 1/1 counters on that creature. Activate only as a sorcery. War Effort, 4 mana enchantment in red, 3 and a red. Creatures you control get +1/+0. Whenever you attack, create a 1/1 red warrior token that's tapped and attacking. Sacrifice it at the beginning of the next end step. Pretty solid. Dalkovan Pack Beast. This is a 3 mana 0/4 Ox with Vigilance and Mobilize 3. Interesting. I ran into one of those in the pre-release as well. Our rare in this pack is New Way Forward in the new art style. 2 and then blue, red, white. Instant. Next time a source of your choice would deal damage to you this turn, prevent that damage. When that damage is prevented this way, New Way Forward deals that much damage to that source's controller, and you draw that many cards. That is amazing. That is a great new Comeuppets style, or deflecting SWAT style, or deflecting palm, deflecting palm style card. I like that with the card draw on it. That is very strong. We get a holographic Champion of Dusen and a land. Boop, 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 boop. Cracking a pack. Alright, this one we get a dragon token and a warrior token. Dragon looks pretty darn sweet. Melting that whole village. The village did kind of deserve it, to be honest. Alright, in this pack we get a Mardu Devotee. When he enters, scry, and then you can filter in Mardu colors. Meticulous Artisan. It's a 4 mana 3/3 with prowess. When it enters, create a treasure token. Pretty cool. Abzan Devotee. This one is a 2 mana 2/1 with pay 3 to return it from your graveyard to your hand. And you can also filter land through it. Piercing Exhale, we saw this earlier. Snowmelt Stag, this is a new one. 4 mana, 2/5 with Vigilance, Elemental Elk. During your turn, this creature has base power and toughness 5/2. Weird. And you can make it unblockable for 7 mana. It's kind of rough. Lightfoot Technique, 2 mana, instant. Put a 1/1 counter on target creature, gains flying and indestructible till end of turn. That's pretty sweet. Boulder-born Dragon, 5 mana, 3/3 artifact dragon with vigilance and flying. Whenever it attacks, surveil 1. You can actually tutor for this in one of the other cards in the set. Fresh Start. This is an uncommon, 2 mana. Enchantment Aura. Flash, enchant creature. Enchanted creature gets -5 and loses all abilities. Yeah, this happened to me in the game that I played in pre-release. And I immediately destroyed this the following turn, so it didn't stick around. But he put this on my 6/6. What's the name of this card? It's a 6/6 flying lifelink card, and gives all your spells delve. And whenever you cast a spell, you take damage. He put that on Fresh Start on that dragon that I played, and I immediately destroyed the enchantment to get my creature back online. But that was surprising, especially in a sealed pre-release. Starry-Eyed Skyrider. 3 mana, 1/3, human scout, flying. Whenever this creature attacks, another target creature you control gains flying till end of turn, and attacking tokens you control have flying. A lot of stuff going on in this card for 3 mana. Skirmish Rhino. What is that? Abzan? White, black, green. For a 3/4 trample Rhino, when it enters, each opponent loses 2 life and you gain 2 life. Pretty solid. The rare in this one is Yatkan Roadwatcher. For 1 white, black, green, human scout 3/3. When this creature enters, if you cast it, mill 4 cards. When you do, return target creature with mana value 3 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. Pretty solid card. A second rare appears. Tursa Light Shatter. This 3 mana legendary creature orc wizard 3/3 has haste. When Tursa Light Shatter enters, discard up to 2 cards and then draw that many cards. When Tursa attacks, if there are 7 or more cards in your graveyard, exile a card at random, and you may play that card this turn. This is an amazing card. Anything that allows you to do all of that for that cheap and with that big of a board presence, that's pretty solid. 3 mana, 3/3. Pretty damn good, I might say. I'm going to move these down a little bit. I just noticed that the glare from my light is kind of in the way there. Thanks for sticking around and dealing with me as I go through this with you. We're going to go ahead and put the Monastery. Mystic Monastery comes in tapped. It's a tri-land. And then we get Dismal Backwater. Sorry, I'm getting a little distracted here. ADD kicking in. I'm pretty sure some of you get that. Understand where I'm coming through. And if you don't have ADD, you're lucky. You don't have to worry about it. Spirit. XX. Spirit. 3/3. Is that an elephant? What is that? That is an elephant. Nice. Pretty cool tokens. All the art in this set has been fantastic. I mean, look at this spirit art. Look at the art. It's so good. I can see why people like Tarkir as much as they do. Ice Ridge Serpent again. Salt Road Pack Beast again. Wild Ride again. It's a nice target creature. +3/+0. Gains haste and has Harmonize for 5. Not bad. Kin Tree Nurturer. Human Druid. Lifelink 2/1 for 3. When it enters, endure 1. Sarkhan's Resolve again. Jadecast Sentinel again. Teamer Tawnyback again. Super good card. Jeskai Shrinekeeper. This is 2 and Jeskai, so blue, red, white. For a flying haste 3/3 dragon. It's pretty too. It looks like a Birds of Paradise. When this creature deals combat damage to a player, you gain 1 life and draw a card. Not bad. Not bad. Luxodon Battle Priest. This is an uncommon elephant cleric, 5 mana, 3/5. At the beginning of combat on your turn, put a 1/1 counter on another target creature you control. Starting to see a lot more of these at the beginning of combat counter cards. I'm here for it. Stalwart Successor. This is 1 black and green for a creature human warrior, 3/2, with Menace. Whenever one or more counters are put on a creature you control, if it's the first time that counters have been put on that creature this turn, I guess you put an additional 1/1 counter on that creature. When one or more counters are put on a creature you control, put a 1/1 counter on that creature. Okay. Interesting. The wording's a little bit rough, but it's whenever you put a counter on something, put an additional counter on it. Roiling Dragonstorm. This is a 2 mana enchantment. When this enchantment enters, draw 2 cards and then discard a card. When a dragon you control is entered, return it to your hand. Super good for dragon decks. Amazing card. And the card draw is pretty darn nice. If you could put this in some sort of dragon deck that cares about discarding and reoccurring stuff, that'd be pretty sweet. The mythic in this one is Jeskai Revelation. For 4 blue, red, white, you get an instant. Return target spell or permanent to its owner's hand. So you can do this on the stack. Jeskai Revelation deals 4 damage to any target. Create 2 1/1 white monk creature tokens with prowess. Draw 2 cards, gain 4 life. Wow, that's amazing. And the art's beautiful. We get a foil Dispelling Exhale and another land. I think we do get a land in every single pack for sure. In case you're curious about what's in the play boosters. Goblin token, soldier token. Agent of Codis. This is a 2 mana, 2/1 with Renew. It's a human rogue. The Renew ability is 3 and a blue. Exile this card from your graveyard. Put 2 1/1 counters on target creature and activate as a sorcery. Dragonback Lancer. This is a 4 mana white card for a 3/3 human soldier with flying and mobilize 1. Pretty good. Fire Rim Form. We're getting a lot of cards we haven't seen yet. 1 and a red for an enchantment aura. Flash, enchant creature. When this aura enters, enchanted creature gains first strike till end of turn, and the enchantment gives creature +2 power. Pretty nice. Dragon's Prey. 3 mana for a black. I use this. It costs 2 more if you target a dragon, but it also destroys target creature for a 3 mana instant. Not too bad. Feels bad when you got to target a dragon with it, though. Snakeskin Veil. This is a reprint from another set. 1 green for an instant that gives a 1/1 counter on a target creature you control, and it gains hexproof until end of turn. Use that quite a bit in the pre-release to save some of my stuff. Humbling Elder. This is a 1 blue for a creature monk, 1/2 with flash. When this creature enters, target creature an opponent controls gets -2 until end of turn. That's a nice combat trick for 1 blue. You don't really see that in blue too much. Flash with a debuff on a pretty sizable body for a good cost. Another Gurmag Nightwatch. Stormstreak Feral. This is a 5 mana dragon, 3/3. Has flying and haste. You can pay 2 to give it fire breathing till end of turn, which is +1 power for each time you pump it for 1 and a red. It also comes with a sorcery omen on it. It's 1 and a red for discard a card, and if you do, draw 2 cards. That's pretty nice. Early card draw and a body later if you need it. Inspirited Vanguard. This is a 4 and a green for a 3/2 human soldier. Whenever this creature enters or attacks, it endures 2. Not too bad. I haven't seen this one yet. Bewildering Blizzard. This is a 6 mana, 4 and 2 blue instant. Draw 3 cards. Creatures your opponents control get -3 power until end of turn. Super good. And the art looks pretty nice. Frontline Rush. This is a red and a white for an instant. Choose 1. create 2 1/1 red goblin creature tokens. Target creature gains +X/+X till end of turn, where X is the number of creatures you control. Nice. That'd be pretty good in a lot of decks in those colors. For our rare, we get Narset Jeskai Waymaster. For Jeskai, 1 blue, 1 red, and 1 white, you get a legendary human monk that's a 3/4. At the beginning of your end step, you may discard your hand. If you do, draw cards equal to the number of spells you cast this turn. That could be an interesting commander card. We get a Jeskai Devotee as our holo foil. And then we get a Windscarred Crag. Damn, man. This is going to be a long video. It's 35 minutes, and we're not even halfway through this beast. I apologize if I'm going way too slow. Spirit and Spirit. That's a different art spirit. It's a 1/1. That's a 2/2. Let's take a look here. We got Riling Dawnbreaker. This is an interesting sorcery. For 1 and a white, you get a 2/2 white soldier creature token. And then if you pay 5 later, you can get a dragon with flying and vigilance. At the beginning of your combat on your turn, target creature you control gets +1 power until end of turn. Nice. Seize Opportunity. This is a 2 and a red for an instant. Exile, you can choose one. Exile the top 2 cards of your library until end of your next turn. You can play those cards. I like how they're doing the exile from your library until your next turn. I like that because the impulse draw is a little hard to pull off in early game when you are in red. So I'm glad that they're doing it for 2 turns rather than just the turn that you get it. That's pretty nice. The other option here is to up to 2 target creatures each get +2/+1 until end of turn. Pretty solid. Nice little combat trick there, or draw if you need it, or impulse draw rather. Sandskitter Outrider. This 3 and a black for a creature goblin soldier, 2/1 menace, and when it enters, endure 2. Undergrowth Leopard. I don't think we've seen this one yet. For 1 and a green, you get a creature cat, 2/2 with vigilance. You can pay 1 to sacrifice it to destroy target artifact or enchantment. Another Canker Bloom effect on a vigilance body. That's pretty nice. Attacking and defending is super strong, especially in Commander. Durgar Island Dragon. This is 5 and a blue for a 4/4 flying dragon with ward 2. You can also pay the alternate cost, which is Skimming Strike. It's a 1 and a blue for an instant omen. Most of the omens that I've seen have been sorceries, so they're not all sorceries. This one's an instant. Tap up to 1 target creature and draw a card. Nice. I was wondering if there was any instant omens, and that answers my question. Monetary Messenger, or Monastery. Monetary? That's different. Monastery Messenger. For a blue, a red, and a white, we have a creature bird scout, 2/3, flying vigilance. When this creature enters, put up to 1 target non-creature, non-land card from your graveyard on top of your library. Lightfoot Technique, we saw this earlier. Dragon Sniper. This is a beast in sealed pre-release. I can tell you that right now. 1 green for a human archer, 1/1 with vigilance, reach, and death touch. Holy crap. That's amazing. Monastery, Mystic Monastery, Tri-land comes in tapped. Gurmag Rakshasa? I'm butchering this, I'm sorry. 4 and 2 black for a creature demon, 5/5 menace. When this creature enters, target creature and opponent controls gets -2/-2. And until end of turn, target creature you control gets +2/+2. Nice little power shift there. Disruptive Stormbrood. This is a 4 and a green for a creature flying, 3/3. When this creature enters, destroy up to 1 target artifact or enchantment. It has an alternate cost for 1 and a black, Sorcery Omen. Destroy target creature with 3 or less power. Nice. I used that in my pre-release deck. I got to play it a couple times. Stillness in Motion. This is a rare 1 and a blue enchantment. At the beginning of your upkeep, mill 3 cards, then if your library has no cards in it, exile this enchantment, and put 5 cards from your graveyard on top of your library in any order. What an interesting card. Hey! Hey! Winning! We got Narev, Heart of the Storm. I was talking about this guy earlier. For 1, a red, a white, and a black, we get a 4/5 flying spirit dragon. If a creature you control that entered this turn would deal damage, it deals twice that much damage instead. That's amazing. Beautiful art, by the way. It is holographic. Not holographic. It is just foil. It's shiny. It's fancy. It's pretty. He goes into the mythic pile and another land. One thing I haven't figured out is how many actual cards do you get in each one of these little packages. We get a token here. What is this? Reliquary Dragon. Look at this thing. Token Dragon. This token is all colors, flying lifelink, and when this token enters, it deals 3 damage to any target. I don't know what makes these, but wow, that's cool looking. And on the other side is a dragon. Super cool looking. We pulled our Saltwater Cliffs early, so we'll just throw that off to the side. Ringing Strike Mastery. This is 1 blue for an enchantment aura. Enchant creature. When this enters, tap enchanted creature, doesn't untap. And you have the ability to, enchanted creature has pay 5, untap this creature. Interesting. If you have like infinite mana, you could just put this on your own creature and just pay the mana infinitely to untap it to do funky things. But also, we're seeing a lot of these tap enchanted creature and don't untap them at the controller's untap step. We're seeing at least one of these kind of cards on almost every set that's been released in the last 6 months, I feel like. Poise Practitioner, 2 and a white for a human monk, 2/3 with Flurry. Whenever you cast your second spell, put a 1/1 counter on this creature. Jeskai Devotee, another filter creature with Flurry. Whenever you cast your second spell, this creature gets +1/+1 till end of turn, and it's 1 and a red for a 2/2 body. Alesha's Legacy. I actually run an Alesha deck, so this is interesting. 1 and a black for an instant. Target creature you control gains Death Touch and indestructible till end of turn. Fits right in with what she wants to do, which is attack. Champion of Doosan, we saw him earlier. Agent of Kodos, we also seen him. Rebellious Strike. Have we seen Rebellious Strike? Probably not. This is a 1 and a white instant. Target creature gets +3 power till end of turn. Draw a card. Opulent Palace, another tri-land, enters tapped. That's one of our first rares. Salt Road Skirmish. 3 and a black for a sorcery uncommon. Destroy target creature. Create 2 1/1 red warrior creature tokens. They gain haste until end of turn. Sacrifice them at the beginning of the next end step. Nice. So you get a couple bodies and you destroy something. It's pretty cool. And as a sorcery, you can only do it on your turn, so you can't use it for a defense. Static Snare. For 4 and a white, you get an enchantment with Flash. This spell costs 1 less to cast for each attacking creature. When this enchantment enters, exile target artifact or creature an opponent controls until this enchantment leaves the battlefield. Pretty fancy. And you could even pay it for 1 white if you have enough attacking creatures. Feral Deathgorger with the fancy border art. It's a common. We saw him earlier. Nature's Rhythm. This is X green. I saw this in pre-release last night. Sorcery for a rare. Search your library for a creature card with mana value X or less. Put it onto the battlefield and then shuffle. And you can harmonize this card X green. That is 4 green pips. So X green for the first cast, and then you double the amount of green required for the second cast. But you can also tap creatures to help pay for that. So it's not as bad. The hollow, or the foil on this one is Nightblade Brigade. I keep wanting to call him hollow. I think that's for some reason, a flashback to my childhood with Pokemon. Everything's a hologram. Alright, we got a Goblin token with a warrior on the back. Not too bad. We've seen both of those previously. Shock Brigade, seen him earlier. Devotee for Abzan, seen him. Trade Route Envoy, we saw him earlier as well. Focus the Mind. Okay, for 4 and a blue, instant. This spell costs 2 less. If you've cast another spell this turn, draw 3, discard 1. I think we've seen this card earlier. Mardu Devotee, we've seen him. Aggressive Negotiations, we also saw this. Sibsig Appraiser. For 2 and a blue, you get a Zombie Advisor that's a 2/1. Whenever this creature enters, look at the top 2 cards of your library, put one of them into your hand and the other into your graveyard. Duty Beyond Death. This is a 1 and a white for an instant. This is an uncommon. As an additional cost to cast this spell, sacrifice a creature. Creatures you control gain indestructible until end of turn. Put a 1/1 counter on each creature you control. Nice. Sultai Monument. This is 2 for an artifact uncommon. When this artifact enters, search your library for a basic swamp, forest, or island card, reveal it, and put it into your hand. For 2 and Sultai, so black, green, blue, tap and sacrifice this artifact. Create 2 2/2 black zombie druid creature tokens this way. Activate as a sorcery. Formation Breaker. This is 1 and a green for a 2/1 body beast. Creatures with power less than this creature's power can't block it. As long as you control a creature with a counter on it, this creature gets +1/+2. So it's a 2 mana 3/3 body potential, and it can't be blocked by creatures with lesser power, so no chump blocking this creature. It's got a nice little effect on it. Gives it some type of evasion. Constrictor Sage. This is 4 and a blue for a 4/4 Snake Wizard. When this creature enters, tap target creature an opponent controls and put a stun counter on it. It has Renew, so when it goes to the graveyard, you can pay 2 and a blue, exile it from your graveyard to tap target creature an opponent controls and put a stun counter on it as a sorcery. Zergo Thunder's Decree. This is red, white, and black. Legendary creature Orc Warrior, 2/4. Mobilize 2. During your end step, whenever warrior tokens you control, this token can't be sacrificed. So this guy keeps your tokens around. Pretty sweet. Effortless Master. This uncommon is a 2, a blue, and a red for a creature Orc Monk. 4/3 with Vigilance and Menace. When this creature enters, this creature enters with 2 +1/+1 counters on it if you've cast 2 or more spells this turn. So if you cast this as your second spell, you get a 6/5 for 4 mana with Vigilance and Menace. That's very good. We get a foil Bloodfell Caves. We're getting there, boys and girls. We are getting there. Huh. Ripping these packs. Monk token. Bird token. Dragon's Prey. Destroy target creature, and it costs more if you target a dragon. We saw that previously. Snakeskin Veil again. Humbling Elder. We saw this. Pretty good for a 1 mana drop. Fortress Kinguard. Devoted Duelist. Nightblade Brigade. Lightfoot Technique. Monastery Messenger again. Defibrillating Current. This is red, white, and black for a sorcery. Alternate cost says you can pay 2 generic for each of those colored mana pips, but normally you're casting this for 3 mana, let's be real. Sorcery for uncommon. Defibrillating Current. I can't speak. Deals 4 damage to target creature or planeswalker. You gain 2 life. Nice little burst damage and heal there. Dragon Brood's Relic. This is 1 and a green for a artifact uncommon. Tap an untapped creature you control, add 1 mana of any color. You can pay 3 and Wooburg, sacrifice this creature, create a 4/4 dragon creature token named Reliquary Dragon. Ha! We found the source of the Reliquary Dragon. It's this boy. When it's all colors, it's flying, lifelink, and when it enters, deal 3 damage to any target, activate only as a sorcery. We found the source. Glacial Dragon Hunt, blue and red. Sorcery, uncommon. Draw a card, and then you may discard a card. When you discard a non-land card this way, Glacial Dragon Hunt deals 3 damage to target creature. You can also harmonize for 4 and a blue and a red. Nice. Bloomvine Regent. This 3 mana green 4/5 body dragon has flying. Whenever this creature or another dragon you control enters, gain 3 life. You can also have an omen attached to this card called Claim Territory. For 2 and a green, you get a sorcery. Search your library for 2 basic forest cards, reveal them, and put 1 onto the battlefield tapped and the other into your hand. So you get a cultivate that you can shuffle back into your deck. Super good. Monastery Messenger again, common bird. That's the foil for this one, and then a Bloodfell Caves. They really want us to gain life while entering tap lands. Alright, we got another art card. This is Auroral Procession. And that's beautiful. Look at it. What do we got here? Molten Exhale. I don't think we covered this one yet. This is 1 and a red for a sorcery. You may cast this spell as though it had flash if you behold a dragon. Deals 4 damage to target creature or planeswalker. So not bad. You get flash as your behold effect. 1 black for worthy cost. As additional cost to cast this spell, sacrifice a creature, exile target creature or planeswalker. Sagu Pummeler. This is 3 and a green for a 4/4 beast with reach. He also has renew. In the graveyard, you can pay 4 and a green to exile it. Put 2 1/1 counters and a reach counter on target creature. Activate as a sorcery. Nice. Unending Whisper. This is 1 blue for a sorcery to draw a card. And you can also harmonize for 5 and a blue. Arashan Sun Shield. This is 3 and a white for a human warrior for 3/4. When this creature enters, exile up to 2 target cards from a single graveyard. Pay 1 white and tap it to tap target creature. Unburied Earthcarver. This is 1 and a black for a human warrior 2/2. 2 mana, sacrifice another creature, put a 1/1 counter on this creature. Reputable Merchant. I'm just going over the cards that we haven't seen in the commons. For white, black, and green, and an alternate cost of 2 generic for each of those colors. You get a human citizen that's a 2/2. When this creature enters or dies, put a 1/1 counter on target creature you control. We've seen that one before. What am I talking about? Venerated Stormsinger. This uncommon is a 3 generic, 1 black for a orc cleric. It's a 3/3 with mobilize 1. Whenever this or another creature you control dies, each opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. Nice little aristocrats effect there. Because you have to sacrifice that at the very end of the turn anyway. The mobilized token. Frontier Bivouac. It's a tri-land. Enters tapped. Sun Pearl Kirin is 1 and a white for a Kirin creature. It's a 2/1. It's got flash, flying, and when it enters, return up to 1 target other non-land permanent you control to its owner's hand. If it was a token, draw a card. Interesting. It's a good way to use your mobilize effects. When you have to sack your tokens, you can draw a card instead. Veteran Ice Climber. Nice. 1 and a blue for a human scout. 1/3 with vigilance. This creature can't be blocked. When this creature enters, up to 1 target player mills cards equal to this creature's power. So when it enters, mill somebody for 1 unless you have Anthem effects. Maelstrom of the Spirit Dragon. This is a rare land. Tap to add colorless. Tap to add 1 mana of any color. Spend it only to cast Dragon or Omens. 4 and tap. Sacrifice this land. Search your library for a dragon card and reveal it and put it in your hand. Nice. Boulderborn Dragon is the what is it? Foil. And then Blossoming Sands. Ribbon packs. If you've been enjoying this video so far, hit that like, hit that subscribe button, and I'll let you know in the future if, I do more of these types of videos. And maybe the next one will be even better, because I'm doing a terrible job at this one. Thanks for enduring it thusly. Reliquary Dragon token again. Super nice. With a 4/4 Dragon token on the back of it. Shock Brigade. Got another one of these bad boys. Abzan Devotee. Trade Route Envoy. Focus the Mind. Mardu Devotee. Jade Cast Sentinel. Storm Shriek Feral. We've seen him earlier. Haven't seen this guy. Yathan Tomb Guard. 2 and a black for a 2/3 human warrior with Menace. Whenever a creature you control with a counter on it deals combat damage to a player, you draw a card and lose a life. Nice. It's a great effect. Sonic Shrieker. For 2, a red, white, and a black, you get a 4/4 dragon flying. When this creature enters, it deals 2 damage to any target, and you gain 2 life. If a player is dealt damage this way, they discard a card. Gross. Shocking Sharpshooter. This is 1 and a red for a 1/3 human archer with reach. Whenever another creature you control enters, this creature deals 1 damage to target opponent. Nice. Kishla Skimmer. This is green and a blue for a creature bird scout. 2/2 flying. Whenever a card leaves your graveyard during your turn, draw a card. This ability triggers once a turn. The new Surak, Elusive Hunter. For 2 and a green, you get a 4/3 legendary human warrior. This spell can't be countered. Trample. Whenever a creature you control or a creature spell you control becomes the target of a spell or ability an opponent controls, draw a card. Amazing. This is going to go in my Goreclaw deck for sure. Fancy, fancy, fancy. We get a foil Rebellious Strike and a Forest. Whee! Kraken packs, baby. New token alert. We got a treasure token. What's the other side? It is an elephant. It's a 5/5 burly elephant token. Very nice. In this one, we get a Sandskitter Outrider, Undergrowth Leopard, Durgar Island Dragon, Riling Dawnbreaker. Have we seen this one? No. This is a 4 and a white for a 3/4 dragon with flying and vigilance. At the beginning of combat on your turn, another target creature you control gets +1 power till end of turn. And for 1 and a white, you have a sorcery to create a 2/2 white creature token. Nice. Rescue Leopard, 2 and a red for a 4/2 cat. Whenever this creature becomes tapped, you may discard a card. If you do, draw a card. Embermouth Sentinel. This is 2 generic for an artifact creature, 2/1 Chimera. When this creature enters, you may search your library for a basic land card, reveal it, and then shuffle and put that card on top. If you control a dragon, put that card onto the battlefield instead, tapped. Teamer Tawny back. We saw this earlier. Good card. Effortless Master. We saw this earlier. For the second spell, you get a 6/5 with Vigilance and Menace. Super strong. Teeming Dragonstorm. Look at the art on this bad boy. 3 and a white for an enchantment. When this enchantment enters, create 2/2 white soldier creature tokens. When a dragon you enters, return this to the owner's hand. Nice. Karu Goldkeeper. I pulled this in my pre-release box. This is 1 and Sultai, so black, green, blue, for a 3/3 dragon with flying. Whenever one or more cards leave your graveyard during your turn, create a treasure token. This also has the renew ability to pay 2 and black, green, blue to exile this card from your graveyard. Put 2 1/1 counters and a flying counter on a target creature. Activate as a sorcery. I'm guessing all the renew abilities are sorceries. Sunset Strike Master. This is 1 and a red for a 3/1 human monk. It's a mana dork, so you can tap to add red. You can also pay 2 and a red, tap it, sacrifice this creature. It deals 6 damage to target creature with flying. That's a great little removal skill on a small body that you can get pretty early. Songcrafter Mage. This is a green, a blue, and a red for a 3/2 human bard. It's a rare. Flash. When this creature enters, target instant or sorcery card in your graveyard gains Harmonize till end of turn. Its Harmonize cost is equal to its mana cost. Wow. That's a cool card. High Spire Bellringer. This is 2 and a blue for a common. Flying Jinn Monk with 1/4 as its stats. Second spell you cast each turn costs 1 less. Scoured Barrens is the land for that one. We're getting there, guys. We've got about 8 packs to go. We're at an hour now. Sorry for taking so long. Dragon on one side and a warrior on the other. Sagu Wildling. This is a 4 and a green for a 3/3 flying dragon. When this creature enters, gain 3 life. It has the sorcery Roost Seek for 1 green. Search your library for a basic land and reveal it and put it into your hand, and then shuffle. Pretty good. Used that quite a bit in my pre-release. Teamer Devotee. This is the first Tempest Hawk we've seen. 2 and a white for a 2/2 bird with flying. Whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player, search your library for a card named Tempest Hawk and reveal it and put it into your hand. A deck can have any number of Tempest Hawks. We're definitely going to see a bird commander deck with that, that's for sure. Underfoot Underdogs. 2 and a red. I think we've seen this one. This is a 1/2 Goblin Warrior. When this creature enters, create 2 1/1 red Goblin creature tokens and pay 1 and tap this card. Target creature you control with power 2 or less can't be blocked. Great card for any Goblin deck. Caustic Exhale again. I don't even know if we've actually covered this card now that I look at it. It's 1 black for an instant. When it's an additional cost, pay an additional 1 or behold a dragon. Target creature gets -3/-3 till end of turn. Gurmag Nightwatch. Boulderborn Dragon. Synchronized Charge, which we saw early on. Jeskai Shrine Keeper reappears. Synchronized Charge is a uncommon, by the way. Jeskai Shrine Keeper. Luxodon Battle Priest. This is a 4 and a white for a 3/5 Elephant Cleric. We saw this earlier. Beginning of your combat, put a 1/1 counter on another target creature you control. Sounds familiar. The Sib Sig Ceremony. This is black, black, black for a legendary enchantment rare. Creature spells you cast cost 2 less to cast. Whenever a creature you control enters, if you cast it, destroy that creature. Then create a 2/2 black zombie druid creature token. What? I don't know how you would use that in a deck, but someone's going to find out. Another Urini. Wow, this one's a normal art. It's pretty, though. 8 mana for a 10/10 flying pro black, pro white, and when it enters, you deal X damage to mana as you choose, where X is the number of lands you control. Ooh, look at this island. Fancy. Alchemist Assistant. 1 and a black for a 2/1 monkey. This monkey has lifelink, and it has renew. For 1 and a black, exile it from your graveyard. Put a lifelink counter on target creature you control as a sorcery. Super cool. Oh, that's uncommon. That baboon should be way bigger than a 2/1. Baboons will rip your face off, man. Treasure token. Saw this earlier. Zombie Druid token. Nice. Meticulous Artisan. This is 3 and a red for a Djinn Artificer 3/3 with prowess. Whenever this creature enters, create a treasure token. I think we covered this earlier. Feral Deathgorger. Piercing Exhale. This is 1 and a green for an instant. As an additional cast, Behold a Dragon. Target creature you control deals damage equal to its power to target creature or planeswalker. If a dragon was beheld, Surveil 2. Snowmelt Stag. We saw this. It's beautiful art, by the way. Stormplane Detainment. 2 and a white for an enchantment. Whenever this enchantment enters, exile target non-land permanent and opponent controls until this enchantment leaves the battlefield. Typical O-ring situation. Jadecast Sentinel returns. Monastery Messenger. Host of the Hereafter again. Starry-Eyed Skyrider. I believe we saw him. The attacking tokens have flying. Dragonclaw Strike. This is a green, a blue, and a red with alternate costs for each color being 2 generic. Sorcery. Uncommon. Yeah, we saw this. Double the power and toughness of target creature you control until end of turn, then it fights one of the opponent's creatures. Scavenger Regent. I had this happen to me in my pre-release, and it was devastating. For 3 and a black, you get a dragon with 4/4 flying, and the ward cost is discard a card. Exude Toxin. Pay X, black for a sorcery, Omen. Each non-dragon creature gets -X until end of turn. Yeah, this cost me a game. It was pretty brutal. And you shuffle this back into your deck. So it's like it's almost like a Toxic Deluge that you can shuffle back into your deck. It's pretty solid. It's a great card. Ugin, Eye of Storms. What is this shit? I did not expect to see this guy pop up, but holy cow. Ugin, Eye of Storms, Mythic, 7 mana, Legendary Planeswalker, Ugin. Comes in with 7 loyalty. When you cast this spell, exile 1 target permanent that's 1 or more colors. Whenever you cast a colorless spell, exile up to 1 target permanent that's 1 or more colors. For +2, you get gain 3 life and draw a card. For 0, you just get add 3 generic mana. So it's like this thing costs 4. And for 11, so if you uptick it twice, you can do this. Search your library for any number of colorless non-land cards, exile them, then shuffle. Until end of turn, you may cast those cards without paying their mana costs. My camera's not really picking up the quality here too well. Very small text on this card because it does a lot. Very cool card. Is there an alternate art on the back? No, that would have been too cool. I know some of them do. I think this is a collector's editions. There's an alternate art that's like a baby Ugin on the back of it. Stormplane Detainment. We saw this earlier. It's a common. And another land. That is probably the best card in the set that I'm going to pull. Is that Ugin. Super cool. Let's see here. Goblin. Warrior token. Delta Bloodflies again. Inoc Wayfarer again. Riverwalk Technique. This is 3 and a blue for an instant. You can choose one. Either the owner of target non-land permanent puts it on their choice at the top or bottom of their library, or you can counter target non-creature spell. Coordinated Maneuver. I think we saw this before. Wild Ride. We've definitely seen that one. Adorned Crocodile. What is this beast? 4 and a black for a crocodile. 5/3. When this creature dies, create a 2/2 black zombie druid creature token. In your graveyard, renew it for 1 black. Put a 1/1 counter on target creature you control as a sorcery. Rebellious Strike. Essence Anchor. For 2 and a blue, this artifact is uncommon. At the beginning of your upkeep, surveil 1. Tap to create a 2/2 black zombie creature Druid token. Activate only during your turn and only if a card left your graveyard this turn. This is an excellent card for Mirko, Obsessive Theorist, from the Murders of Karloff Manor precons. Amazing card. For 3 mana, I mean, you get a Surveil every turn, and you can tap to create bodies whenever you pull something out at the end step. Pretty solid. Armament Dragon, we saw him previously. Equilibrium Adept. For 3 and a red, you get a 2/4 Dog Monk. I believe we've seen this. Yes, you exile the top card of your library until end of turn, and you may play that turn until your next end step. Flurry. Whenever you cast your second spell each turn, this creature gains double strike till end of turn. We have not seen this card. Good stats, man. I love the little doggo art. The art on the dog is amazing. I wish it would focus. Oh, a fancy Boulder-born dragon art with the little border there. Very cute. Very cool. Our rare in this set is Frostcliff Siege. It's 1 and a blue and a red for an enchantment rare. This as this enchantment enters, choose Jeskai or Teamer. Jeskai says whenever one or more creatures you control deal combat damage to a player, draw a card. Teamer says whenever creatures you control get +1 power and have trample and haste. Both are solid options. Our foil is Heritage Reclamation. This is pretty solid. It's 1 and a green for an instant. Choose one. Destroy target artifact, destroy target enchantment, or exile 1 target card from a graveyard and draw a card. Very good options there. And then we get Swiftwater Cliffs. My cat has come to sit next to me, and he wants pets. But I'm sorry, cat. I can't pet you right now. I'm opening packs. I wish you could understand. Descendant of the Storms is the art on this one. Woo! It's signed. Very beautiful art piece. Crotic Nest Guard. I don't think we've seen this insect. This is a 2 and a green for a 4/4 insect with a Defender. You can pay 2 and a green to lose Defender for a turn. Pretty interesting. High Spire Bell Ringer. We saw this one earlier. Osseous Exhale. I don't know if we've seen this one. This is 1 and a white. You can behold a dragon. Deals 5 damage to target creature that's attacking or blocking. If a creature was beheld, you gain 2 life. Nice little bit of removal there. And 5 damage on a attacking creature is no joke. My cat is coming to say hello. Molten Exhale. Sorcery. 1 and a red. You can behold a dragon, and you can cast it as though it had flash. We saw this earlier. I'm distracted by the cat, the dragon cat. Quit headbutting the. God. Sorry. Quit headbutting the microphone, silly. Worthy Cost. 1 and a black for a sorcery. Yep. Seen that one. Seen Dragon Globe. Seen Lightfoot. Stalwart Successor. Menace. Whenever this creature. Okay, we saw this earlier. Roiling Dragonstorm again. Nomad Outpost. Tri-land. Enters tapped. Alright, cat, you gotta go. You're head booping stuff too much. Get out of here. 2 and a green for a human druid. This is Sage of the Fang. This is a 2/2 body, and when this creature enters, put a 1/1 counter on target creature. Renew for 3 and a green. Exile it from your graveyard and put a 1/1 counter on target creature, and then double the number of 1/1 counters as a sorcery. I believe we've seen that. Rediscover the Way. This is a blue, a red, and a white for a Enchantment Saga rare. Look at the top 3 cards of your library. Put one of them into your hand and the rest on the bottom of your library in any order for the first 2 chapters. And then the third one is whenever you cast a non-creature spell this turn, Target creature you control gains double strike till end of turn. Wow. It's pretty good in those prowess decks. Sidisi, Region of the Mire. 1 and a black for a 1/3 legendary zombie snake warlock. Tap and sack a creature you control with mana value X other than Sidisi. Return target creature with mana value X+1 from your graveyard to the battlefield as a sorcery. I pulled that in pre-release, tried to use it. Really wasn't that great in a sealed draft. Got a foil Rugged Highlands here. We got about 7 more packs to go. Going for the hour and 30-minute mark, I guess. Dragon and Warrior token. We got Jeskai Devotee, Alesh's Legacy, Champion of Doosan, Agent of Kodos, Dragonback Lancer, Fire Rim Form, Heritage Reclamation, Lie in Wait. This is an uncommon sorcery. For a black, a green, and a blue, return target creature from your graveyard to your hand. Lie in Wait deals damage equal to that card's power to target creature. That's cool. You don't see too many effects like that. Storm Beacon Blade, 1 and a white for an artifact equipment. Equipped creature gets +3 power. Whenever equipped creature attacks, draw a card if you control 3 or more attacking creatures, and you can equip it for 2. That would be really good in Commander. Rainveil Rejuvenator. This is a 3 and a green for a 2/4 Elephant Druid. It's an uncommon. When this creature enters, you may mill 3 cards. You can also tap to add an amount of green mana equal to his power. Wow. It's a hell of a mana dork. A wonderful art and border card for Roiling Dragonstorm. We saw this previously. This is the draw 2, discard a card, and return it to your hand when you play a dragon enchantment. Beautiful art, by the way. Our land is Mistrise Village. This land enters tapped unless you control a mountain or a forest. Tap to add blue. For 1 blue and tap, the next spell you cast this turn can't be countered. This is a super solid card. Wow. For 1 blue, you can just make it anything uncounterable. Nice. Our foil is the Durgar Island Dragon, and the Dismal Backwater is the land. We get a XX Spirit token and a 3/3 Spirit token. Osseous Exhale, Molten Exhale, Worthy Cost, Sagu Pummeler, Unending Whisper, Arashan Sunshield, Embermouth Sentinel, Summit Intimidator, Traveling Botanist. We haven't seen this one, have we? 1 and a green for an uncommon Dog Scout. 2/3. Whenever this creature becomes tapped, look at the top card of your library. If it's a land card, reveal it and put it into your hand. If you don't put the card into your hand, you may put it into your graveyard. Fleeting Effigy. For 1 red, you get a 2/2 elemental with haste. At the beginning of your end step, return this creature to its owner's hand. Pay 2 and a red. This creature gains +2 power until end of turn. Nice little jump in, jump out kind of card there to smack people in the face when their defenses are down. Marshal of the Lost. This is an uncommon for 2 and a white and a black. 3/3 body, Orc Warrior with Death Touch. Whenever you attack, target creature gains +X/+X till end of turn, where X is the number of attacking creatures. That's a good card. Felithar, Dawn of the Abzan. For a white, a black, and a green, we get a 3/3 human warrior, legendary creature, with Trample. Whenever Felithar enters or attacks, you may sacrifice a non-land permanent. When you do, put a 1/1 counter on each creature you control. Very good. Another Dragon Brood's Relic that's foil. Nice. It's uncommon. And we get a Forest. Woo! Cracking packs, baby. Feels good. Another double-sided spirit card here. Bearer of Glory. Have we seen this? It's a 1 and a white for a 2/1 human soldier. During your turn, this creature has first strike. And you can pay 4 and a white any number of times. Creatures you control gain +1/+1 until end of turn. Twin Bolt. For 1 and a red, you get an instant. Twin Bolt deals 2 damage divided as you choose among 1 or 2 targets. Seems good. Cruel Truths. This is 3 and a black for an instant. Surveil 2, draw 2, lose 2. Very good card. Sagu Wildling. Teamer Devotee. Another Tempest Hawk. Reigning Victor. For red, white, and black, and an alternate cost of 2 generic mana on each pip, you get a 3/3 Orc Warrior with Mobilize 1. When this creature enters, target creature gets +1 power and indestructible until end of turn. That is a common, by the way. Furious Forebear. 1 and a white for a 3/1 Spirit Warrior. It's uncommon. Whenever a creature you control dies while this card is in your graveyard, you may pay 1 and a white. If you do, return this card from your graveyard to your hand. Nice. Little reoccurring there. Teamer Monument for 2. Search for a basic forest, island, or mountain. You can pay 3 and green, blue, red to tap and sack it for a 5/5 green elephant. Activate as a sorcery. Runescale Stormbrood. I believe we haven't seen this one. 3 and a red for a 2/4 dragon with flying. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell or a dragon spell, this creature gains +2 power till end of turn. Alternatively, you have Chilling Screech for 1 and a blue for an instant omen to counter target spell with mana value 2 or less. Unrooted Ancestor. 2 and a black for a uncommon Spirit Cleric. 3/2 with flash. Pay 1, sacrifice another creature. This creature gains indestructible until end of turn and tap it. Pretty niche use, kind of like almost like an Yahini or something. Glacierwood Siege. This is 1, a green, and a blue for an enchantment, rare. As this enchantment enters, choose Teamer or Sultai. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, target player mills 4 cards. For the Teamer option. Sultai, you may play lands from your graveyard. That is awesome. That is super good. Sarkhan, Dragon Descendant. This is 1 and a red for a 2/2 human druid legendary creature. Whenever Sarkhan enters, you may behold a dragon. If you do, create a treasure token. Whenever a dragon you control enters, put a 1/1 counter on Sarkhan. Until end of turn, Sarkhan becomes a dragon in addition to its other types and gains flying. Nice. That would be really good in my... what's his name? Godric deck. I think he would be really good in there. Windscarred Crag is our holographic land. Holographic boil land. I keep saying hollow. You know what I mean. If you've stuck around this long, you know what I mean. Our art card is Roiling Dragonstorm, which is the special art that we got with these fancy border. Beautiful. Running out of space on my desk. Wild Ride. Kin Tree Nurturer. We haven't seen this bad boy. This is a 2 and a black for a human druid, 2/1. It has lifelink, and when this creature enters, it endures 1. Sarkhan's Resolve. Ringing Strike Mastery. We saw that. Poised Practitioner. 2 and a white for a 2/3 human monk with flurry. Whenever you cast your second spell, put a 1/1 counter on this creature. Scry 1. Heritage Reclamation, super strong. Reputable Merchant. Sandstep Citadel. Triland enters tapped. Kishla Trawlers. This is 2 and a blue for a 3/2 human citizen. When this creature enters, you may exile a creature card from your graveyard. When you do, return target instant or sorcery card from your graveyard to your hand. That's a value. Hardened Tactician. This is 1 for a white, a white and a black for a 2/4 human warrior. Pay 1 generic, sacrifice a token, draw a card. This is amazing for the cost. And in the right deck, amazing. Because you, with the mobilize mechanic, you definitely want to sack those tokens and get some type of value. And this is the kind of card that can do it. Iridescent Tiger, 4 and a red for a 3/4 cat. When this creature enters, if you cast it, add Wooburg. Woo! That's neat. You don't see that too often. Awaken the Honored Dead. For Sultai, which is black, green, and blue, this saga says it's a rare enchantment saga. The first one is destroy target non-land permanent. Second is mill 3 cards. And the last one, you may discard a card. When you do, return target creature land from your creature or land, from your graveyard to your hand. Pretty good. Watcher of the Wayside. This is a 3 mana, 3/2 artifact creature golem. When this creature enters, target player mills 2 cards and you gain 2 life. Windscarred Crag. Gonna have so many crags. Put them on crag list. Goblin and Warrior token. Dynamic pair. Tempest Hawk. Underfoot Dogs. It's pretty strong. Caustic Exhale. Crochic Nestguard Insect. Highspire Bellringer. Watcher of the Wayside. Wingspan Stride. For 1 blue, you get an enchantment aura. It says enchant creature gets +1/+1 in flying. You can pay 2 and a blue at any time to return this aura to its owner's hand. Super good. I got one of those in the pre-release, but I didn't get to use it really at all. Ureni's Rebuff. I can't speak. 1 and a blue. Sorcery, uncommon. Return target creature to its owner's hand. You can harmonize it for 5 and a blue. Corroding Dragonstorm. For 1 and a black, you get an enchantment uncommon. Whenever this enchantment enters, each opponent loses 2 life and you gain 2 life. Surveil 2. When a dragon you control enters, return this to your hand. To the owner's hand. Mammoth Bellow. For 2 and green, blue, red, you get a sorcery uncommon to create a 5/5 elephant creature token, and you can harmonize for 5 green, blue, red. So typically you cast this the first time, and then you just tap the elephant and cast it for 3 the following turn. Pretty solid. Lasted Prowler. This is 2 green for a 5/5 Snake Ranger. When this creature enters, you may mill cards equal to the number of lands you control. It's a May ability. Renew. For 1 and a green. Exile this card from your graveyard. Put X/1/1 counters on target creature. X the number of land cards in your graveyard. Activate as a sorcery. Wow. Mardu Siegebreaker. For 1, a red, white, and a black, you get a 4/4 human warrior with death touch and haste. When this creature enters, exile up to 1 target other creature you control until this creature leaves the battlefield. When this creature attacks, for each opponent, create a tapped token that's a copy of the exiled card attacking that opponent. At the beginning of your end step, sacrifice those tokens. So this is better than Myriad. You take a creature that you really like with like an ETB effect, you get it out of the way, and then when you attack, each opponent gets a copy of those. So you got 2 bodies when you attack with this going at the person you're swinging at. Super solid. That could be a lot of fun. You could do a lot of crazy stuff with this deck and Commander. Meticulous Artisan is the foil we get, and Tranquil Grove. Cove? You get what it is. You know what it is. I am running out of steam and brain power. Soldier on one side, soldier on the other. 1/1/2/2. Tap the mic just to make sure you're still there. Fortress Kingguard. This common stack is getting pretty huge. Devoted Duelist again. Nightblade Brigade. Roamer's Routine. We saw this earlier. Spelling Exhale. Aggressive Negotiations. Sig Appraiser. Whirlwing Stormbrood. We got it. 4 and a blue for a 4/3 body. That's a dragon with flash and flying. You may cast sorcery spells and dragon spells as though they had flash. You could have an alternate cost of 2 and a green for dynamic soar. Sorcery, omen, put 3/1/1 counters on target creature you control. Nice. That's an uncommon. Mardu Monument. This is an uncommon artifact. It enters, you search for a mountain, plains, or swamp, reveal it, and put it in your hand. For 2 red, white, and black, sacrifice this artifact. Create 3/1/1 red warrior creature tokens that gain menace and haste. Activate as a sorcery. Attuned Hunter. This 2 and a green for a 3/3 human ranger. Trample. Whenever 1 or more cards leave your graveyard during your turn, put a 1/1 counter on this creature. 100 Battle Veteran. This is 3 and a black for a 4/2 zombie warrior, uncommon. As long as there are 3 or more different kinds of counters among creatures you control, this creature gets +2/+4, becoming a 6/6. You may cast this card from your graveyard. If you do, it enters with a finality counter on it. Wow. A Mox Jasper. Oh, snap. Mox Jasper, also a pretty good card. It's a legendary artifact for 0 mana. It's mythic. Tap to add 1 mana of any color and activate only if you control a dragon. Knockout Maneuver, 2 and a green for sorcery, uncommon. Put 3/1/1 counters on target creature you control, then it deals damage equal to its power to target creature an opponent controls. Uncommon. Another Swiftwater Cliffs. Alright, we got 4 more packs, guys. I can actually count them without having to guesstimate. Oh god. I can't. It's childproof. Oh god. Oh god. That was the hardest pack in the world to open. These are going to be out of order. And in no particular order, we have Coordinated Maneuver, Narset's Rebuke. We haven't covered this one, actually. This is a 4 mana and a red for an instant. Narset's Rebuke deals 5 damage to target creature, and then add blue, red, white. If that creature would die this turn, exile it instead. So it's like it only costs 2 in reality. Good way to, ramp into a second spell. Delta Bloodflies, Sultai Devotee, Ice Ridge Serpent. 4 and a blue for a 3/3 Serpent. When this creature enters, return target creature an opponent controls to its owner's hand. Salt Road Pack Beast, Storm Shriek Feral, Auroral Procession. Green and a blue for an instant. Return target card from your graveyard to your hand. Nice. Born Cairn Butcher. 1 red, white, and black for a 4/4 demon. Mobilize 2. Attacking tokens you control have Death Touch. Huh. Man, I tell you what, token synergy decks in Mardu are kind of nasty. Rally the Monastery. For 3 and a white, this instant uncommon is, this spell costs 2 less to cast if you cast another spell this turn. Choose 1. Create 2 1/1 white monk creature tokens with prowess. Up to 2 target creatures you control each get +2/+2 until end of turn. Destroy target creature with power 4 or greater. Hey, rare land. Quarry Mountain Monastery. This land enters tapped unless you control a plains or an island. Tap for red. 3 and a red. Tap. Exile the top card of your library. Until the end of your next turn, you may play that card. Nice. Another Mox Jasper? What? And this is a cool one. This is a nice art. Damn. 2 Mox Jasper. That's nice. Another Riling Dawnbreaker. Foil. Oh, yeah, foil. Here's the bird token that we fumbled earlier. All right. Ready to go, boys and girls. God, this is a long-ass video. I appreciate you sticking with it. Treasure token. Zombie Druid. We got Bearer of Glory. Twin Bolt, Cruel Truths, Sagu Wildling, Teamer Devotee, Reigning Victor again, Unburied Earthcarver. Yes, I think we've seen this. I'm going to butcher this. Karakic Guardian. 3 for a green, blue, red, 6/5 dragon with flying, vigilance, trample. This creature has hexproof if it hasn't dealt damage yet. It can't be the target of spells or abilities your opponents control. Wow. Alchemist's Assistant. 1 and a black for a 2/1 monkey. We saw that earlier with lifelink and renew. Encroaching Dragonstorm. 3 and a green for an enchantment. When this enters, search your library for up to 2 basic land cards and put them onto the battlefield tapped. When a dragon enters, return this to the owner's hand. Nice. It's ramp out of control right there. Breaching Dragonstorm for 4 and a red, an enchantment. Uncommon. When this enchantment enters, exile cards on the top of your library until you exile a non-land. You may cast it without paying its mana cost if that spell's value is 8 or less. If you don't put that card into your hand, when a dragon enters, you return this back to your owner's hand. That's very powerful. To abuse that would be pretty difficult, I think, but still a good card. Dragonfire Blade is my rare. For 1 mana, artifact equipment. Equipped creature gets +2/+2 and has hexproof from monocolored. Equip 4. The ability costs 1 less to activate for each color of the creature it targets. Wow. Jadecast Sentinel is the foil, and then we get a Jungle Hollow. We're down to the last 2 card packs. Treasure Elephant. Fancy. Dragonback Lancer. It's a 4 and a white, or it's 3 and a white for a 3/3 human soldier with flying and mobilize 1. I think we covered this. Fire Rim Form. Dragon's Prey. Snakeskin Veil. Humbling Elder. Boulderborn Dragon. Rebellious Strike. Reverberating Summons. 1 and a red, enchantment. At the beginning of each combat, if you've cast 2 or more spells this turn, this enchantment becomes a 3/3 monk creature with haste in addition to its other types. For 1 and a red, discard your hand, sacrifice this enchantment, and draw 2 cards. Jeskai Brushmaster. For 1, a blue, a red, and a white, you get a 2/4 orc monk with double strike and prowess. That is nasty. Knockout Maneuver. 2 and a green for an uncommon sorcery. Put a 1/1 counter on target creature you control, then deal its damage equal to its power to target creature an opponent controls. Strategic Betrayal. For 1 and a black, you get a sorcery uncommon. Target opponent exiles a creature they control and their graveyard. This is like the coup de grace against, what do you call them? I am just losing my brain right now. Voltron decks. You play this against a Voltron deck, you just delete their problematic unit or their problematic card without ever having to worry about it. Wow. Codis, the Fang Keeper. For 1 black, green. Oh god. For 1 black, green, blue, you get a legendary zombie warrior, 2/1 with indestructible. Whenever Codis deals combat damage to a player, exile the top X cards of their library, where X is the amount of damage dealt. You may cast any number of spells with mana value X or less from among them without paying their mana costs. Wow. Another Hardened Tactician foil. Nice. And a Scoured Barrens. Alright, got this last pack. Let's crack into it and see what's going on. A monk on one side, a copy on another. Stormplane Detainment, 2 and a white, we've seen this. Rescue Leopard. Adorned Crocodile. Inoc Wayfarer. Riverwalk Technique. Saw that. Watcher of the Wayside. Wingspan Stride. Dragonstorm Forecaster. I don't think we actually covered this. For 1 blue, you get a 0/3 Human Scout. You can pay 2 and tap him for search your library for a card named Dragonstorm Globe or Boulderborn Dragon. Reveal it and put it into your hand, then shuffle. That's an uncommon, by the way. Jeskai Monument. 2 for an artifact uncommon. When this artifact enters, search your library for a basic island, mountain, or plains. Reveal it and put it into your hand. For 1 and island, mountain, plains, sacrifice this artifact. Create 2 1/1 white bird creature tokens with flying. Whale of War. 2 and a black for an instant uncommon. Choose 1. Creatures target opponent controls get -1/-1 till end of turn, or return up to 2 target creature cards from your graveyard to your hand. Pretty solid. Unsparing Boltcaster. This is 2 and a red for a 3/3 Ogre Wizard uncommon. When this creature enters, it deals 5 damage to target creature and opponent controls that was dealt damage this turn. That's pretty unique. Ambling Stormshell. This is 3 and blue for a rare turtle with a 5/9 body. Ward 2. Whenever this creature attacks, put 3 stun counters on it and draw 3 cards. Whenever you cast a turtle spell, untap this creature. That is goofy. I've never even seen that many turtle spells. I can't even name another turtle spell off the top of my head. Maybe the black one. There's like a Gorm Shell, Tomb Shell. I don't know. Uncommon Venerated Stormsinger. We saw this earlier. It's mobilize 1. Whenever this creature or another creature you control dies, each opponent loses a life and you gain a life. And then Blooming Sands. And there we have it, boys and girls. The end of all things in this setup. I appreciate those who have stuck around this long to the end of the video. I appreciate you. You get to see this cat, firstly. And, yeah. If you made it this far in the video, hit that like, hit that subscribe button. I don't do this type of content very often because I don't really buy boxes because I'm more of a budget player. I'm mostly buy pre-con, and I play in bracket 2 and 3. I don't really run that too many high power decks, but with some of these disgusting pulls, maybe that may change. But yeah, if you made it this far, I appreciate you for making it through. I know this is kind of rough. It's unedited. It's goofy. And yeah, I appreciate it. And leave comments about, you know, the stuff that you've pulled, or if you have remarks about the things in this box that I've gotten here. And I'm not sure what the total value of all of this is. I may look at that at some point later, but that takes time. And what I'll probably do is I'll go through and tally it all up as far as cost, and I'll put it in the comments below the video or in the video description. But to go back and like do all the editing and all that other stuff, it just takes a lot of time and effort. And as a small content creator, it's hard to do that, especially when you have 20 animals, a wife, a child, a full-time job, and a hobby like this. Anyway, thanks for watching. Again, my name is Hazefest, and you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you next time.